Hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 10 of ModSauce 2. How's everyone doing today? I myself am doing pretty good. Pretty good. I've got plans for today. Yeah. Plans. First off, a little bit of a catch up of what I've been busy on between episodes. For starters, you may have noticed behind me here, I've covered all this up. Well, I made the quantum flux RF entangler. It's sort of like the thermal expansion tesseract in that it sends items into the ether, except this only sends electricity. So it's grabbing the power from the compact machine, which is where I have my crazy cow farm of power, and it's just sending it into the air. So then what I need is these guys, the RF exciters. They can be put on pretty much any surface, as you can see, and they draw power out of that network. So that is pretty cool. It doesn't need another tesseract, it's just power. So down here, right here, see, I got this guy, an Ender IO wireless charger. So now I don't have to go and stick my jetpack and stuff like that in the battery up top with the solar power to charge my stuff. This guy's going to do it for me. And he's connected, like I said, with these RF exciters to the cow farm. Woo! Power for days. This machine is completely done. It's turned off. It's run through its backlog. That's pretty good. Because I really don't need stuff right now. It's full up. I mean, look at that. 14,000 Certus quartz dust. 14,000. That's a little ridiculous. 37,000 flint. 20,000 bone meal. I'm probably not even going to be around long enough to use all of that. Now, there's other stuff. I mean, the redstone. Yeah, gonna use that. Diamonds. Yeah, 292. I'll need that. So I'll turn the machine back on at some point. But I'm probably going to need to add a void upgrade to some of these guys just so that they start destroying the excess. Anyway, you might have caught it, a glimpse out of corner of your eye. I went and finished this room. I kind of got carried away with some friends, and we were just sitting and chatting and testing ideas and building this out, and this is what I came up with. This is meant to be an entrance. So we kind of come in from here and or the dark and scary forest, and we're like, oh no, monsters. Run down here. And it's the entrance to our base. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Down there will be sort of the tech area. That's where a lot of the machines are going to go. So yeah. I think it looks pretty snazzy. I do like it, but it was just block placements and a lot of it, and there's really nothing too special. Lumen lamps from thermal expansion. Other than that, block. I mean, some micro blocks for like the railing and for that sheeting there, and this is just so that it was a uniform color rather than the blue and the black. So, anyway, let's put these back, and let's get on to today's subject. We need to start applied energistics because this storehouse, quantum flux storehouse, it's great, but it's always full. It's always full, and yeah, we need something better. So we've got the area down there, like I said, for the controller, but first off, we need some inscribers. Now, I have been playing with this before, so I do have a few finished chipsets. Aha! By a few, I mean a lot. Now, the finished chipsets of the processors, 2 and a bit stacks. I've just got a whole bunch of these printed silicon, because I had an automated system doing silicon, and I AFK'd, and I came back and went, wow, that's a lot of silicon. I didn't really intend to make that many. Anyway, as you might guess from what you see down here, we can figure out how we're going to do this. For starters, we've got 8 inscribers. We then have a manager, or machine inventory manager from Steve's Factory Manager. Woo, Steve's Factory. It's a pretty cool mod. One of the things I am missing though, just because it's being used to store those, we need a diamond chest. So that can go right there. So that's part of the equipment too. So we're going to put it right here. I contemplated over there, but then I'm thinking, well, no, once AE's up, maybe I'll do the molecular assemblers here, but then I'd want to mirror it on that side. So let's do it on this side. So we just need to knock all these out. Ta-da! Don't need those right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have right in the middle, pop, the manager. And then we just surround it and inscribers. Now, the fun thing about Steve's Factory Manager is that it can do quite a few logic-based calculations, or processes. It's not necessarily a calculation. Whoop. Daylight. No, hiss, boo, daylight, go away. Don't need those torches there. So, using Steve's Factory Manager here, I'll be able to control each of these inscribers and move objects around. However, it can't reach all of them. If I were to create a function here and look at the inventories, it's only finding 4 of the inscribers. Now, why it doesn't have an icon, I don't know. It just has no icon, but it can only find 4 of the inscribers. That's because it finds that one, that one, that one, and that one. These 4 in the corners, it's not touching. So we need these guys, the inventory cables. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty cheap. You get 8 of them for this recipe, some glass, iron, redstone, and weighted pressure plates, of all things. So that's pretty cool. And you just attach them together, get those corner ones, and do that. So now it can see the corner ones. So if we go back in and go inventories, now it can see all 8. Yay! So that will allow us to control every single one of these. Now, I've kind of picked out what I want to do. Obviously, there's going to be 2 silicone, just because silicone, it's used the most. It really is. Because every single chipset requires silicone. So, okay, we'll make 2 of those. I could do 3, like I don't need to have the machine inventory manager right in the middle. I just think it looks cool. But I could have, you know, another inscriber there, and I can, you know, I mean, I could have so many inscribers all connected with this inventory cable, all going to this guy, and just do 10 times the work in terms of programming it, and it'll do it. It'll mass produce chipsets like crazy. But I really don't need that many. So, before we start programming it, there's then one more thing we need to, well, 2 more things we need to do. Find the inventory cable there. Do that. I guess we didn't need to actually dig down that low. Yes. Okay. That to that. So that way, this inventory, yeah, that chest will connect in with the system, and we'll be good. It can detect things. So what we will need to do, first off, is create an input. Now, the input means that it'll take everything. All right, the input is the diamond chest. That's it. Just tiny bit confused there, but we're only pulling out of the diamond chest really. So it doesn't really matter which side we pick it from, because the chest it doesn't care. So blacklists that it grabs everything, and we're good. Now we want to create an output after that. Now this will go. This is where it's gonna send the items. So this is going to suck up all the items in the chest that it wants and stick it in the manager, the little red square in the middle. And then the output is going to find one of the inscribers. So in this case, we want 62, 298, and 299 on the X. $298, 62, and 299, 62. So those are the two silicone press ones. And we want to send that from the west side, because being an inscriber, if you attach a hopper to it, it has to go in the side to send that ingredient in. So we want to attach it from the side. We want whitelist. And we want to tell it to do silicone. Oh, and we want to rename this to silicone. Now, this will get done for all of them. So that right there, if I were to hook that up, we hook that up, it's not doing anything because there's no silicone. And I don't have any silicone there. Well, let's grab some silicone. If we put some silicone in the chest, there you go, see? It put the silicone there. Haha! Snazzy! So, let's take that out. We don't need that in there. So that's the silicone. We don't need that hooked up. Stop. Go away. There we go. We also need an output then for everything else. For the logic, which is that one. So 362. X300. There we go. X300, Y62. Target again from the west. And this time we are whitelisting gold. And you can kind of see where this is going. You just kind of find the inscriber that you're looking for. This one will be engineering. Yeah, which one did I make engineering? That one. 298, 61. 298, 61. Target west. Whitelist. Diamond. Yeah. So of course then these we all have to connect up with a flow. So we would snag them all together. And of course there's still going to be the calculation one. And then we also will need a few more, because this isn't everything. This is just to make the basic presses. But I'm going to get this finished up, and then I'll just quickly run over it once I'm done. This isn't meant to be a tutorial. Alrighty. Well, I think we've got it all done. Check this out. It's a bit of an eyeful. We've got the main function right here. These guys right here are going to craft everything. So we've got trigger to input. Like I said, that's going to take items from the chest and put it into the center. And then it splits the processes and splits it again. So silicon, logic, engineering, calculation, all the four main things are going to get processed. It's going to send redstone down to the bottom 3 inscribers. They're all at Y60. And it's also going to send the silicone chips to those same ones, so that the logic, calculation, and engineering chips can go one each. and that way it'll craft them. And then this little guy over here, he's just pulling out of all the inscribers. We've got all 8 selected, and he's going to output into the diamond chest. So if we go and grab, oh, we've got some silicone. Let's grab some redstone, and we've got some pure Certus quartz. Let's grab some golden diamonds. Let's just do 5. 5's a good test. So if we go over to this guy, and we drop all this stuff in there, you're gonna see it get arranged. Ta-da! Silicon, silicon, gold, diamond, pure Certus, redstone. Now, of course, we don't have power. So, we kind of need power. Yeah. So we're going to have to worry about the power. And actually, I'm going to have to rejig this, because we kind of need power to that inscriber. So we'll just need to send the cable like that. And that uses up my spare cable, because I had actually measured it. So now, these guys, they forgot where the diamond chest was. So we have to quickly reset that. Fortunately, that's all it was. So now for power, if I can reach, aha, I can reach. We've got that guy, and that guy. And we just spread a little electric love. Send it all the way around. Just like that. Nice and easy. And then, kind of actually need to sneak back there. Can I sneak through? I can. Ah, I am sneaky. And we attach one of these guys. And that should be that's giving them power. Squish. Cool. Now these guys, they upgrade how much power this thing can draw, so we'll add 3 of those. And we should see it start squishing. Oh, see, you can see it put the finished chipsets down there. And you can kind of all see it move around here. Oh, there's some finished chipsets. Processors. Oh yeah, look at that. Ain't it fancy? Alright, so let's stick that back there. You go back there. You can go back there. You can go back there. And I came prepared with you guys. Just so that we can cover this up. Oh, a little tricky to reach. Aha. Ta-da! And then we grab the full quartz blocks. Ta-da! See? Now it looks like those, except it's got inscribers. And they're going crazy. Now, of course, it's going to make more silicone and calculation than everything else, because I only added 5 diamonds and 5 gold. But as you can see, it's working through it just fine. So yeah. Now we can just kind of take all of this stuff, dump it into this chest. It's all one system now. Yay! Ta-da! There. Now it can make everything to its heart's content. And that is no longer needed. Now, thanks to having all of those chipsets at our disposal. Ooh, what are... Oh no, light levels are okay. No spawnable. You make calculation. We can start crafting actual AE components. Now, in order to get those pure Certus, I did make a crystal growth chamber. It's from AE2 stuff. It's not official AE, it's an add-on pack. So that's pretty cool. You just gotta give it power through the energy acceptor, and you just stick your crystal stuff in there, like your Certus quartz, and it just grows it there. You don't have to throw it in liquid, you don't have to worry about your magnet picking it up. It's pretty snazzy. But that's all I've made for AE so far. So first things first, we're going to need... Where are they? Where are they? There they are, the controllers. Now these guys need pure fluix. Well, that's pretty easy to get. It just takes some fluix, grind it down into fluix dust, you know, blah blah blah. It's the same process as the pure Certus quartz. So we will need you guys. We will need... well, let's just grab all of you guys. Can it be pulverized in the mechanism one? Yes, Crusher can do it. Because that's just quicker. So we'll lay that down. Make a whole crap ton of noise. Let's give it some loud. Ah, that's loud. Yeah, that's loud. Jeepers mechanism. Okay. We have our fluix dust. Now we need shand. Combine it together. Get a whole bunch of seeds. Now this guy can go back down. I didn't really need to pick him up in the first place. Place an exciter there. He's turned on. And you can just sit here and watch him grow. Not that we're actually going to watch him grow, because that's boring. We need melting. And we need sky stone. Because that's another thing that the controller needs. So we'll stick that next to it. Turn sort on. Give it power. Yeah, mechanism is a very loud mod. I mean, it's fast, but that's loud. Okay. Anything else we need for the control? Where'd the controller go? There's the controller. We need engineering processors. Okay. Those things are still growing. Look at this. We've got a whole bunch. So let's make... I don't know. I don't really know how many cores we'll need. But let's just stick with 6 for right now. I think it can accept acceleration doohickeys. What are they called? If I can spot them. There they are. Acceleration cards. Yeah. Anyway, there's our crystals done. Sure, we can craft ourselves the controllers. Look at that. ME controller. Plunk. There it is. Pretty cool block. And there's a cat. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my cat's meowing right next to me. He's a cute little guy. How can you ignore him? But I will. I'll ignore him for the sake of the video. Alright. So the controller we want down here. Kind of why we dug this place out. Find ourselves the center. And place down the energy acceptor. Now, we're going to want a whole bunch of power coursing into this thing. So let's stick a whole bunch of those guys. Wah! Look at how it lights up. Ain't that cool? Oh! Broken. Oh, hey. I'm hearing stuff. Oh, wrong block. How can I make this work again? Well, that... Interesting. I might need to make a couple more. Well, let's grab some more of you. And... yeah, we'll temporarily save that. Well, that's starting to come back on. Craft. Thank you. Oh, now it turned off. Why is it off? It's got... Is it the shape? I think it's the shape. I don't think it likes this shape. I don't know what kind of shape it wants. Why are you so displeased? I don't know. I kind of want, you know, a fancy little shape. So I don't know what it wants from me. I'll figure something out. Alrighty, look at that. Look at this. We've got ourselves a controller in place. Yay, controller. So if we hop down here, I've just got this ring of controllers with the batteries in the middle. That works pretty good. And I decided I'd put the hard drives here. And I got myself my first 64K storage cell. Woohoo! So, yeah, these torches are temporary too. I'm planning on getting a magnum torch, so that I can make this room nice and dark, because then you can see the cool light show from up above. But I don't want it to be spawnable in the meantime, so torches. Anyway, ta-da! The terminal! We can start sticking stuff in it! Yay! Look at that. I know, it's a little bit of a weird placement. And the cable comes right there. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of, you know, dirt. Little bit of dirt. That's okay. But I figure that's kind of cool, because it keeps with this whole idea of, you know, you can just kind of walk through and go, oh, look, it's a controller, and, you know, go over to here and do stuff, or whatever, and, you know, it'll be right here in the middle. I'll do kind of a tapered roof or some kind of design of blocks and covers, of course, to make it look fancy. But yeah, so got the crafting grid, got the terminal. Of course, it's going to need a lot more hard drives for this with their 63 unique item limit before I can load up everything from this storehouse. Okay, this is a lot of items. But I'll get working on that. I'll set up some automated crafting and get myself a whole bunch of 64K cells. Either that, or we can jump straight into the craziness. Because with this extra cells mod, we can get hard drives. Oh, is these them? Yes. 364s, 256, up to 124, 496, or 16,384. That's a lot of memory. It still has the 63 item unique limit. Fluid storage, that could be fun. But that's a lot. But at the same time, 64K, I've never, like, the only reason I ever really need to make more hard drives is because of the 63 item limit. I've never had to worry about, you know, oh look, you've hit your item limit. Or at least very rarely. I mean, maybe if I'm running a huge quarry and I'm full up with cobblestone or something. But usually then I have some exterior storage, like Mine Factory Reloaded's deep storage unit, which can hold, I think, 1 million or 1 billion items of a single type. You know, I think I'd be fine with that. I could easily just tie that into a storage bin and go, here, go into the DSU, rather than into the system. So, I really don't know if I'm going to use this mod. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like it's got some neat stuff. But like a lot of this is still work in progress. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see if I bother with this mod. The fluid storage thing sounds intriguing though. I don't know how that would work, but I don't really deal with fluids that much either. But anyway, yippee, 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 look at this, we have AE running. Now, of course, this means it's a constant drain on our power here. And we do have to keep in mind that this thing is running off of cows. And I don't keep it running all the time. And, no, yeah. This is harder than it looks. Oh, come on. Thread the needle. Ha! There we go. It's running off these guys. So, I got a lot of cooked steak, and I got a lot of raw beef. 59,000 raw beef at the moment. Almost 60,000. And keeping in mind that this guy duplicates what he puts out. So, that's a lot. But it is still burning it quite quickly to supply the power needs. So, eventually this thing might need to get turned on permanently. Now, that's not going to be for a while, but it might need to get turned on more frequently. Now, I might be able to find a way to turn it on and off automatically. I know that in terms of passing a redstone signal to and from it, the applied energistics, what are they called? The P2P channels. The P2P tunnel for redstone, that works. Like I've tried it with, you know, Ender IO and all of this other stuff with a redstone conduit, and it doesn't work. But I have tested in the past, at least in ModSauce 1, I tested the P2P tunnel redstone, and Applied Energistics and Compact Machines hasn't updated between packs as far as I know. I'm not seeing anything new, at least. So it should still work that I can send a redstone signal through that tunnel, and I could maybe set up some kind of automated system out here where if it detects that its batteries are too low, it turns the cow farm on automatically. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just set something up in there with the drawers and a comparator and go, oh no, I've dropped below this level, turn the farm on so that the raw beef goes back up. That might be simpler. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That would just be so much simpler. Sometimes you come up with these weird ideas and it's like, I can do this, and then you fixate on it, and yeah, sometimes it's just easier to go with what is simpler. Anyway, enough rambling. We did good. We got this guy set up, our lovely little Steve's factory manager to make all the chips, which I've already started using to make all this stuff. Because all those guys need it, and the hard drives need it. And yep. And we have AE. AE. So I'll work on this. I'll work at getting more hard drives in place. And, you know, migrating all the items. Because I mean, I've had to start storing stuff in this. Because I can't fit them in here. I mean, now there's some room because I've been pulling items out, but it's just finite room. Really, really big, but finite. This guy, whilst finite, is infinitely expendable finite. So it's kind of a quasi-infinite. Anyway. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.